I've spent a good couple weeks, close to a month actually, with the Kishi Ultra and a couple months with the backbone for our mobile gaming test videos we run here, which you can check out like somewhere here. And the Kishi Ultra is truly in its own league. But of course, we need to address the elephant in the room. Do we think it's worth it for its price of USD 149.99? Do I think it's worth it? Kind of. This retails for $149.99 USD and definitely is a lot more expensive than something like the backbone, which goes for USD 99.99. And technically, both of them can be used for PC, except that the backbone has a couple extra steps of subscribing to its Backbone Plus service, which means spending more money in the long run. But besides that, it's a pretty solid controller on its own, and of course, between the two, it's the most portable because of its size, but it's not exactly scratching the parts of my brain that find joy like the Kishi Ultra has. The Kishi Ultra is a 2-in-1 controller for mobile and PC gaming, but of course, primarily mobile gaming. It's meant for USB-C devices, so Androids and iPhone 15s onwards. It's got 15-watt pass-through to charge your phone as you play, conveniently on the bottom right handle, a 3.5mm jack on the left handle if you need to fall back to a wide headset or earpiece, and there's so much more we need to get into. Despite its much larger size and heftier price tag, it is Razer's love letter to mobile gamers, and that meaning goes both ways. Those that love playing games on mobile and the gamers who are always on the move. So we're talking students who've got the scratch, businessmen who want to clock in some time on Helldivers 2 on a work trip, you get the idea. Up front, this is really one of the better mobile game controllers on the market right now. Its triggers feel good with the depth, and it's way more comfortable than the backbones, which are pretty shallow. And its triggers feel slightly better than the DualSense and Xbox controllers because they are much larger and have a more pronounced curve to rest your fingers on. It's got the layout of an Xbox controller, which is nice and familiar, a great 8-way D-pad that's great when you do get to use it. There are two macros at the top beside the triggers, L4 and R4, and there's a button to screenshot and share stuff if you're into that. They've got these rubber bits of varying sizes to keep your phone snug in place in the Kishi and work with tablets that go up to 8 inches. So we're talking like iPad minis and just very long phones. And also there are these little holes or ports on the sides here so your audio from your phone can go somewhere. So if you don't have earphones for some reason, at least your game won't sound like mush. It unfortunately doesn't use Hall effect joysticks, which will suck because drifting will definitely occur, but Razer has thought of a way to curb that by letting you adjust dead zones in the Nexus app. Not sure why they didn't go with Hall effect sticks, so whatever, we move on right after a word from our friends at Secretlab. Here at Geek Culture, Secretlab is our everyday ergonomic buddy. Whether you're working, playing, or taking a quick nap, we feel less aches and more refreshed, even after sitting for long hours. Secretlab provides ergonomic support literally from head to toe, from dynamic lumbar support to their proprietary medium foam cushioning, and even premium footrests that promote circulation. That's good for you. For more information, check out secretlab.co. So talking about the app, the Nexus is actually one of the better ones they've put together. I really am not a fan of Synapse. In the app, you can map out macros, adjust the chroma RGB on the Kishi Ultra. The ones here, they look really good by the way. Adjust the dead zones like we discussed, customize haptics, and map out buttons for the virtual controller mode, similar to what we do with the triggers on say the Red Magic and RG phones. It's very stable and the homepage is easy to navigate and move around, so if you need anything, it can be accessed easily with the button on the bottom right of the controller. Again, I'm surprised that I'm even saying this, but Razer has actually done a great job with this app. On to the actual gaming, I usually pair the Kishi Ultra up with my Red Magic 9 Pro more than my iPhone 15 solely because of the inbuilt fan. Also, the Kishi Ultra can fit several kinds of phone covers for iPhones and Android phones, like Casetify's Jujutsu Kaisen cover, which I have attached on here right now. This thing is pretty thick, but it fits like a dream. Once you manage to get it inside, of course. You know, just get a case that kind of fits in. Or in best case, just don't play with the case at all because you don't want it to heat up and, you know, So the games like PUBG, which aren't exactly optimized for the Kishi Ultra, need to have the virtual controller mode turned on. So you'll be spending some time figuring out how to map controls, and I think Razer having the foresight for the 2 macros at the top actually do come in handy. You might think they'll get in the way of the other triggers, but so far I haven't hit them on accident, even during intense moments in COD Warzone on mobile and PC, and despite the fact that I have large hands and fingers, so that's good placement. Besides that, PC gaming is plug and play, it's super easy, and I actually dig the width the Kishi Ultra provides because somehow it feels better, like it's more balanced, I'd say. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I dig it. Of course, playing on PC is a secondary function of the Kishi Ultra, and also in comparison to the Backbone, you're gonna need a Backbone Plus subscription in order for it to work for PC and to access its more premium features for like $417 USD per month or about 50 USD a year. It's a good controller, but there are better options out there that allow for more flexible gaming. However, the Kishi Ultra isn't the only mobile gaming controller that can do this. I've been hearing that the Gameser GA can as well, and is relatively cheaper than both the Backbone and Kishi Ultra, so I would love to get my hands on that at some point. On to haptics, which deserve its own segment because there are 2 factors that decide whether you get to enjoy the haptics on the Kishi Ultra. Number 1, the game you're playing supports haptic feedback. Number 2, the platform you're playing on matters. iOS devices at the time of recording do not have support for the Kishi's haptics just yet, but Razer is working on getting that up. You're still able to game with the Kishi Ultra, of course, regardless, but when it comes to haptics, just take note on these points that affect mobile gaming. PC gaming has been solid so far, but just don't expect DualSense or Xbox controller levels of haptic feedback. So far, haptics on these, which again probably could be due to the fact that it just came out and optimization will come in due time. So for PC gaming, the only kind of haptic feedback I've been getting is say firing, sliding, and jumping in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. In the long run, no one really cares. It's a controller, it works, and you know, if your controller dies or there's too much drifting on the other controller, you can kind of fall back on this. So yeah, it's a great backup. For now, Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Warzone are what I usually play with the Kishi because they do have compatibility with the Kishi Ultra. Genshin Impact only has controller support for iOS devices currently, so keep that in mind. I mean, iOS devices and PC. Last is the Kishi Ultra. As good as a lot of other creators are saying, yes, it is 100%, and with it hitting most desired traits on top of using it for PC gaming, it's got a solid build. Might take up more space than a Backbone, but it definitely feels more rewarding to have this in hand than most controllers. Its price point of $149.99 USD, which obviously includes the Razer tax, might be steep for most, but that's because this is really for those out there who are dedicated to elevating their mobile gaming experience. There are cheaper alternatives, of course, out there like the Backbone and Gameser G8 that have great controllers as well, but I'm going to be holding on to this till something better. Comes out. If you have any questions about the Razer Kishi Ultra, let me know in the comments below and we'll do our best to get to them. If you like what you've watched, maybe drop a like and subscribe to us. And if you want more, follow us on all of our socials right here. We post stuff every day and it helps keep the lights on. Anyway, it's been great chatting with y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.